Mobile devices have become an integrated part of our lives. Opportunities have become greater with every G added. You might think that the introduction of 5G is just adding more speed. Well, there's actually way more to 5G. Where traditionally mobile networks were used to connect people, 5G is a whole different ballgame. It transforms the mobile network into a world of business opportunities. That's why 4 future-minded tech parties decided to join forces and establish the first 5G hub in the Netherlands. A collaboration between Ericsson, VodafoneZiggo, High-Tech Campus Eindhoven and Brainport Development. Together, we grow an ecosystem for innovation. Located on High-Tech Campus Eindhoven, we focus on 3 areas. Business, for instance, by monitoring and optimizing production environments. Entertainment, think of using drones to enhance events and control crowds. And health, because 5G enables remote healthcare when every second counts, saving valuable time and even lives. Together, we can accelerate your biggest business ambitions. Is this the first step of a project everybody is talking about? Connecting 5G with other technologies will get us there. Starting from the heart of the Brainport region, the future is shaping right here. Our results and discoveries contribute to a better world by using tech for good. Are you ready to join?
Welcome to 5G and the Future of Business. I'm Leticia Batista, Community Manager at the 5G Hub. Today, we are here to discuss and to see some very interesting examples of what 5G can do for businesses, and to think with you about the amazing possibilities this technology has to offer. Joining me on stage today is Karina Garcia del Real, Community Manager at the High-Tech Plaza. Together, we have prepared a very special program to inspire you into thinking about 5G as an asset for your company.
Opening the stage, we have 5G Hub Ambassador, Senna Klosterman. She works for Ericsson, one of the founding parties of the 5G Hub. And to illustrate how 5G is here to revolutionize business, we have 3 amazing speakers representing the industry. They will show us with real examples how 5G is transforming their business. First, we have Jos Veyen, Director, FNR. After his presentation, we'll have Tim Treurnig, Designer of Intelligent Systems at Studio Deep Pegamento, and Roy Smits, Manager ICT and Innovation at PSV Eindhoven. To wrap it up, we'll have an interactive Q&A session with all speakers, so please send your questions via the chat function. And I say, Leticia, that's time to get started. So let's welcome Senna Klosterman to the stage.
Hi, everybody. My name is Senna Klosterman, and on behalf of Ericsson, I'm part of the core team of the 5G Hub. As you could see in the introduction video, the 5G Hub is a joint innovation center of High-Tech Campus, Brainport Development, VodafoneZiggo, and Ericsson. The 5G focuses on enabling digital transformation and uses 5G for this, but we also act as an activator of the ecosystem. Together with our supportive ecosystem, we work on use cases, where we focus on the world of tomorrow. Hereby, we use both today's and tomorrow's technology. And we believe in working together to co-create. So this is also an invitation to you to join us, to join the 5G Hub, to co-create with us, and to see what kind of opportunities 5G can offer for your business. Before we go on, we asked you, what do you want to know about 5G? Well, I have good news for about 20% of you who was mainly interested in applications. I will slightly touch upon that, but as we just told, we will also have 2 interesting presentations on that topic as well. And further, you were mainly interested in general information on 5G, in the deployment of 5G, in the new functionalities. So I will touch upon every area, but we won't have a lot of time. So first, let me take you on the journey from 2G to 5G. We are in an evolution of mobile communication. And global total mobile data traffic is approximately doubling every 1.5 years. And approximately every 10 years, we have a new generation of mobile communications technology. So 2G enabled us to call. 3G enables us to browse the internet, but downloading a video could take up to hours. 4G really focused on this aspect, on downloading speed. And this enables us to scroll Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as much as we'd like. And these previous generations were all pretty consumer-focused. 5G will serve these consumers, but also focus on enterprises. We focus on use cases for enterprises and also take the Internet of Things to a new level, where superior connectivity is a prerequisite. How is 5G actually better than 4G? Well, we have 8 dimensions in which performance is boosted. But these numbers are not something that I'm promising you today. This is where we're going. The 4G of today is also not as good as, is much better than it was about 10 years ago, when the first release of 4G was happening. Now we're in one of the first releases of 5G. And I also won't take you through all these dimensions. We'll focus on 3 game changers, meaning lower latency, higher throughput, and a flexible quality of service. Lower latency enables for use cases in which we cannot afford to have a lot of delay. Higher throughput does not only enable us to download videos faster, but also enables for a whole different set of use cases, for example, AR and VR. And this flexible quality of service means that we won't have a one-size-fits-all mobile broadband connection anymore, but we're able to adapt the network to the needs of our customers or of the enterprises. As I mentioned, 5G is use case driven, and today, to make it a bit simpler for you, I'll focus on 3 different types of categories of 5G. We have the massive Internet of Things, enhanced mobile broadband, and mission-critical services. Massive Internet of Things is characterized by using devices, low-cost devices, that also don't use a lot of battery. This means we can have massive numbers of devices, which all have low data usage. And this is something that's already deployed in today's network. But we see that the number of connections, as well as the ecosystem, is growing pretty fast. Enhanced mobile broadband focuses on the characteristics of mobile broadband, but is able to deliver a higher throughput, it's faster, and this together results in an enhanced experience. And this means that we're able to support more complex use cases than we were able to do with 4G. And this is also something that we see developing as of today. Something where we're also going towards is these mission-critical services. And these are characterized by its ultra-high reliability, its very low latency, and its high availability. And that enables us to do the very complex use cases, but also use cases in which the connection is very critical. For example, in emergency services. As mentioned, 5G is use case driven, and we believe that 5G has the ability to transform various industries. And together we focus on bringing these innovations to life. And the 3 categories I just mentioned are represented here as well. And these use cases will all be very diverse. It will go from haptic healthcare to driverless buses, and from smart homes to smart agriculture. It will go from these very low-cost devices, which don't use a lot of data, to the very reliable, ultra-low latency cases. But they all will have one thing in common, and that is the need for mobile connectivity. So we are still developing a lot of these use cases as of today. A lot of them are already defined, but we believe we need this ecosystem to also see what all is possible in the future. To make it a bit more practical, I'll here show you an example of a smart factory. And in this smart factory, we define 5 different types of use cases. The first one is real-time automation. Because of the speed of 5G, we're able to see real-time information, and this enables us to automate our production chain. We have autonomous robotics. Collaborative robots who make decisions autonomously is something that already exists today. But we believe in the future we will go to wireless robotics. And this will enhance for a lot more flexibility on the shop floor. We have augmented reality, which is able to support us from troubleshooting, where you, for example, have an expert who can look over your shoulder and help you with this troubleshooting, to training. We have monitoring tracking, who are able to measure the condition of a machine much better, which enables for enhanced condition-based maintenance. And we have enhanced video service. Think of virtual reality. think of training, for example, or design? What about making a digital twin of your factory to already implement these design changes and see the possible consequences of it? And we believe that the smart factory of the future will be characterized by its flexibility. And that makes it possible to adapt to the ever-changing and highly changing customer needs. Well, what does this 5G-powered business look like then? We believe it can run any process remotely, regardless of how critical it is. We have the automated production chain where we're able to adapt very quickly. We believe that it uses compute resources where necessary, also moving things to the edge where this is relevant. And it will have a higher security level, without, but still with a very high performance, of even a better performance than that we're used to today. So to round it up, 5G is here. It's already here. And we are working on innovations as of today. So this is an invitation, as I mentioned, to you. If you want to explore the possibilities for your business, if you want to work on real projects, you can join us. And at the same time, we are organizing a 5G Innovation Challenge. So if you already have a great idea of a project or a use case or something that you want to test with 5G, we will run this Innovation Challenge, and registrations will open at the end of this month. So you can sign up via our website. Well, this is what I wanted to tell you. So please enjoy the rest of the program. And if you want to get in touch, please do so.
Thank you, Senna, for this fantastic talk. And now, to give us some insights on the business side of the entertainment sector, please welcome Jos Fayen.
Yes. Good afternoon, all. Yeah, Jos Fayen. I'm from the FNR. And as you can see, the FNR, it's on the sheet right now. It's a pop venue in Eindhoven. We have a main hall, we have a secondary hall. We host like 350 programs a year and with 150,000 visitors. Some 3 years ago, we came to the conclusion that the business case of a pop venue as we know it is not really a sustainable one. The pop music industry is very dynamic. There is a lot of risk in it involving artists that are popular or not popular, popular one day and not popular the other day. So if you want to really develop new ideas or new concepts, it's really difficult to do that in the business as we know it right now. So we decided to look into our business in a different way. Being situated in Eindhoven, of course, one of the first ways to look is into technology. What's going on? So we started looking into mid-sized, medium-sized companies and to find out what they are doing and what could be interesting for the music industry. So we started doing some experiments, like looking after AR. What can we do with AR in the music scene? What you see over here is it's a cover of a CD, and you see that you can add an AR layer over this CD, this cover, and you make it more attractive. It's more like a marketing tool. We looked into that. We also looked into using 360 cameras on stage to see what the interaction with the artist could be and what kind of new experience we could create for people watching. Another thing we looked into is wearables. This is an artist known as Chagall, and she makes music with her body because her garment, the thing she's wearing, there are sensors inside, and these sensors, she can steer them with her body, with the movements that she makes. She makes music, but she also directs the lighting systems and also the videos that are playing. So there's a complete new way of making music. And we came across a technology that's called volumetric video, volumetric capturing, in which enables you to film research on what is going on and to find out what it could do for the music industry. And one of the things also we found out that the music industry is very, very traditional. implementing new technologies like the ones that I just showed you is a difficult one. So here we thought, okay, there's an area for us to build on expertise and to start a new innovation project, build a new kind of, well, you could say music business model. That's why we started FNR Smart Venue. So not just a pop venue, but a venue that makes the connection between the artist performing in a live environment and using technologies that will enhance his stage performance, it will enhance the experience for the audience, and also give the audience maybe a different experience being at home, for example. So we started this FNR Smart Venue, and what our ambition was to create the next generation music live experiences. When we did this, that was the moment that COVID happened. And okay, yeah, that's, well, in a way, of course, it's a disaster. In another way, it created the opportunity to more rapidly develop the things that we already were doing. So within 2 weeks it was, after COVID happened, we were streaming on a daily basis concerts from the FNR. And in one of the first 2 streams that we did, we already noticed that using Facebook for that is not really a good idea, especially if you're talking about hip-hop artists that use parts of music of others, because Facebook notices that and puts you on black. So, well, that was not what we were looking for. So we started building our own platform to avoid that. So if you look right now, I think we have done like, this says 185, but it's like 200 concerts that we have done so far. We have had like 1 million, it's already people watching, not all live. There's also a video on demand service, and it's from 50 countries. Especially if you look into some kind of music that we were streaming is like niche metal, for example. That's a worldwide network of people that really love that music and are really involved with the music. So it's a dedicated audience that really watches that a lot, and it doesn't matter where they are. What we did also from there is made that into a festival engine. So just streaming one concert after the other, that's one thing, but having a whole festival and streaming like 20 or 30, well, we had like 50, I think, programs in a few days. That's a completely different story, especially if you want to add on ticket sales on that. So we developed that very fast. We also were looking into streaming concerts from multiple venues. So having concert streams from the FNR, that's one thing. But the audience would like to look at a stream maybe every day. So then it's interesting to have more venues connected and stream from more venues. But also to have venues, that's something that were not there, but we would like to do, is to have one venue stream into the other venue, of having artists playing together in one venue that are in different venues. So that's a completely different story. What we also did is empower venues with this video on demand. So it's not only the streaming, lots of people look at the streams, but it's not bounded in time. So you can also take it easy and watch it after dinner. So lots of people we see watch it on different times than the actual concert is taking place. So what we're working on right now is to make it possible for people to enjoy live concerts whenever and on every application, on every device. That's also something that's not easy to accomplish. So this we did in very short time. This is where we are right now. So that's, we started in March. So let's say that's, well, it's a year already. Within a year, we accomplished this. But this is pretty straightforward streaming. I mean, having a camera on a band and putting that online, that's one thing. The thing that we did not look into, and which is going to be of major importance for the future, is how to really create a different experience at home. If you're looking at home, right now everybody wants to be with the concert. You want to be there in the hall with your friends, and you want to watch and enjoy the concert. And being at home, sitting alone on your couch, is not what you wanted. But how can we make it sitting on your couch even as attractive as being in the concert hall as well? That's a challenge. And there are ways to accomplish that, and we're looking into ways to accomplish that. This is a very easy one, of course, virtual dating. Well, we're looking at the same concert. Hey, so that's somebody nice that I maybe would like. Let's make a connection through Facebook and whatever. That's one thing. Another thing could be, I don't know if any of you watched a DJ or having a gig online. Usually it's pretty boring because he's just like there and there's nothing going on. But we can also, of course, create 3D virtual worlds around the DJ. And that makes it pretty interesting. It's more or less like being at this large festival where usually the DJs are in a big surroundings with fireworks and lights going on, which is pretty spectacular. But you can create that also in 3D. We can also, of course, stream directly into virtual reality. Why not? I mean, being in your own glasses, your VR glasses, and being in the concert, standing in the crowd and looking at what's going on. The other thing that's going on is streaming into gaming. If you look at what's going on in Fortnite, there are, I always forget the names of the artists, but lately there was an artist playing in Fortnite, was a DJ, and there were 25 million people watching him. This is something that the music industry is not really aware of or acting on. That's strange. I mean, there's a whole new world going on there. We're not seeing that. So, yes, that's also an option that we're looking into. So, if you're doing that, the other thing is that the difficulty of music is also the accountability, how to make some money on it and how to make clear who gets the money. That's something. So what on the backside, if we're building these systems, what we're looking at also is how can we help the artist to get more grip on his fans, get more fan engagement by giving them statistics, by giving them information, and connect really with this worldwide audience. A whole difficult thing is royalty administration and also the payment and the intelligence. That's where most of the new things that are going on with music go wrong. Who's going to pay the artist, or where do the copyright payment from the artist that is streaming in Fortnite coming from? How are you going to arrange that? And that's not only the musician, but there's also the composer. That's a difficult thing. So we're also, if you look at the system, we're also looking at the system, how to manage this correctly and how to give the artist and the composers a real payment for what it's doing, a real transparent way. And of course, if you're doing this, and if you have this streaming network that's going on, there's so many data, and there's also, you can also scout the new talents that are coming on. From the 200 concerts that we did until now, we've got 2 acts that got a label, got a contract with a label based on what they did in our stream. So, and this is, if you look at the major labels, they almost 20% of their money goes into scouting new talents. So there's also, in making this more easy, there's business for them as well. Now, what you see going on, we started from just a concert in a hall, streaming a concert, building a whole platform, and creating more immersive new experiences around this platform. And, well, that's a whole way to go. Right now, we're just into having a band on stage and, well, maybe putting a camera in front of them. So what you see is that the whole industry is getting more and more immersive. It's music, but the music is rapidly engaging in other sectors. What you see in here in the graphic, if you see the music, well, I don't know if I point that, I don't know what you see, but you see the record music and the music publishing, that's like 28 billion if you put that together. But if you see what's going on in gaming or user-generated content or virtual events, live streaming, if you see there massive money in these segments. Even better picture you get if you look at what the growth rate is. The main growth rate is in consumer AR, VR, 34%. Live streaming, 28%. Virtual events, 23%. So we think that we are in this business, and we think that we are, by putting these artists on stage, well, that's our business. But look where the business is going. It's going a completely different way. And the big picture is, 5G is the relevant, dominant success factor in this. It's the accelerator in these developments, because 5G will enable consumers at home to get this better quality, to have faster, and to get more connectivity, to have more interaction. 5G will make it possible to have all these mobile devices, everything on these mobile devices, and at this moment, yes, you can get it at 4G, but not in the quality that you would like to have it. So for us, 5G is really opening up a whole new spectrum of possibilities. We're not there yet, I have to admit that. We are part of this hub. We have 5G capacity also within the FNR. We can use that. And we're looking right now into cases on what to do with it. Well, we have some cases that we're working on. One of the cases, for example, is using AR glasses. I mean, you can see AR with your phone, but there are also AR glasses. If you put AR glasses on and you use that in a concert, you can add a whole new layer in a concert. Yes, we've got lights, we've got sound, and we've got video, and now we've got AR. That would be amazing. I'm really wondering what we could do with that. We're also looking into, if you look at streaming, there are a lot of cameras involved. There's a lot of wires going on. Well, we would love to have cameras that are wireless, and 5G can make that possible. It's the same with the equipment going on. All bands have lots of equipment on stage, and having equipment without wires would be great. There was a brilliant concert by David Byrne. Don't know whether anybody saw that, and it was really strange to see these 12 people playing on the stage and having no wire, being completely wireless and being able to perform really as a dancer. What we're doing is, as the FNR, we received funds to create a makerspace. Makerspace means that we will have the possibility for artists and for creative people to really use the equipment that is available and to work on their own ideas and to create these new applications that we are looking for together. There's one example I want to share with you of the possibilities. In the future, you can have your favorite artist not in the hall, where you can see it at a hall, at a venue, but you can also have your favorite artist with you at home, playing live at your table. Especially women above 14 know them. They all will love for them, but they're lots younger. And they are, this is not live, of course, this is recorded. It's a single, and it's an AR clip that we made for them with the Volumetric Studio. So they're holograms, you can walk around them. They're put on the table and at home with the people that made it. And it's really amazing to experience that. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Joost, for your presentation. Remember that if you have any questions, please send them via the chat function. 5G is here to transform the way we're doing business. And this also brings more opportunities of growth, innovation, and partnership. The collaboration between Studio Di Pegamento and PSV Eindhoven is just one example of this. Let's now welcome on stage Tim Treurnet, Designer of Intelligent Systems, and Roy Smits, Manager ICT and Innovation.
Hello everybody, thank you for having us here. My name is Roy Smits. I work at PSV. I'm the ICT manager, but also responsible for innovation with a lot of other colleagues. And I'm telling you why we want to innovate, why it's important for us, and how 5G is helping us in that case, and the 5G hub. A little bit about PSV. I think a lot of you know us. We were founded by Philips in 1913, a small factory team, and nowadays we are a club on its own with more than 300 people working We have won prizes nationally, internationally. We want to tell a story about unity, side by side, working hard, but also being loyal to our fans, loyal to our partners, and loyal to Eindhoven, the city we are. Why we want to innovate is really important for us. You know, you have the big super clubs. You know them from the Champions League. They have high budgets, and we cannot compete to them by budget. So what we want to do, we want to outsmart them. We want to be smarter than them, and we want to do that on different areas. The area of entertainment, the digital transformation, I think Jos tell you a lot about it just in the past presentation, is also important for us because our stars, our players on the field are also people that are giving a show to the people in the stadium. So all the IR techniques, VR techniques are also capable for us. But you have also the rise of the sports tech, so a lot of data, a lot of sensoring, a lot of intelligence in software to make our players perform better. So it's also important for us to be a part of that also and outsmart the competition on that way. And then you have the home of innovation. We are the center of Eindhoven. Eindhoven is the center of the Brainport, the Silicon Valley of Europe, we say. So all those things combined is for us a big important way to innovate. We have make a long-term strategy about the innovation program. We call it Creating Stars Together, and we divided that in different initiatives. You have the football vision, the Sports Science Institute, fan engagement, and international. But I want to tell you a little bit more about the Stadium of Tomorrow. That's the part I'm responsible of, and that's the part we put 5G also in it. In the Stadium of Tomorrow, we see it as the center of Eindhoven. We want to combine there the players, but also the fans and the partners to make it a real nice ecosystem and to test also there all 5G possibilities. So what Senna is telling, we are also open for initiatives and innovations in our stadium. So feel free to test also at our stage. Then 5G. 5G is really important. We see it also as an engagement of the whole Stadium of Tomorrow. Now we are depending on Wi-Fi, 4G and cable, and we see it as a big improvement for the wireless on mobile, wireless at home, wireless in the stadium, to improve everything you see there. For us, it's also important to be connected as a football club to the whole area. 5G literally connecting PSV to all the parties partners in the high-tech campus. I've met FNA, I've met Pegamento, all because of this 5G project. And it is a way for us as a football club to explore those new techniques. We've also learned a lot. 5G is not solving all issues for us. We especially do not have to compare it to other wireless solutions. You have to see it as a technique at its own, but not only the technique, also the whole ecosystem around it. So that was very important for us. We defined it now two cases. We did that, I think, in the last year. I'm going to tell you more about the case together with Tim from Pegamento at our training complex, the Hertgang, is to broadcast a live match. But in the stadium, we have a case where we want to make all the data we have available on the devices or the AR glasses from the people in the stadium, that they can benefit more than they only see the game live. They also have the data or different other fun stuff to see. the Hertgang training complex. At the stadium or at the main field of the Hertgang, we have very good infrastructure with cables or good Wi-Fi, so there is no problem. But not every field we play on has a good infrastructure, so we are not able to send live 4K video or live capturing of data on the fields that are not our main fields. So we wanted to have a solution where we can record a live feed of a game, also capture the data of that game. Tim is going to tell you more about that later, and present that data to live to an audience. With the COVID, the parents of our youth players were not able to watch the game of their child because it was not allowed. And with this case and with 5G, we can connect the camera, a Bosch 4K camera. We can connect it to the Vodafone network, send the image to the parents, and they can watch the game. But together with the Pegamento, we can also capture the data, and we can send it live to the bench or to some scientist that is working with the people and to improve the quality of the team. Just to repeat, we can do it right with 5G in the stadium, but we cannot do it outside a stadium or a main field. And now, with this 5G case, we can do it everywhere we want. We only have to have a 5G network. So it is not only applicable for us as a professional team, but it's also our goal to see when this product is finished, that some lower teams, some amateur teams also can benefit from this technique to improve the skills of their players. And that is also benefits us, because if the amateur teams around us have better players, yeah, they can come to PSV, and we can also get better players in our team. So the next step is when COVID allows, play matches for the youngsters, test, and test, improve it, and when it's finished, we can make it scalable, so we can roll it out to also other amateur clubs. So now I want to give you the word to Tim, who's going to tell you a lot more about how we obtain that data in this case. Tim.
Yes, thank you. My name is Tim. I work as a developer at Pegamento, and within Pegamento I work specifically at Studio Dip, which is the part of Pegamento that focuses on creating custom computer vision solutions for a wide scenario of cases. In this case, one for football with PSV. So we are looking to apply a technology to the data that's being captured on the training field. And the technology that we are intending to apply is one that uses calibrated cameras, which allows us to, from every pixel from the camera view, translate this to a 2D coordinate system. So as you can see in the video that's playing right now, we are detecting volleyball players in this case using artificial intelligence and projecting their locations in a two-dimensional schematic overview on the right. So this is just a visualization, but there's a lot that you can do with this data, including that we're also tracking these players over time. We know who is who and where everybody is moving at every point in time. So this is a technology that we've applied last year in a project for Rijkswaterstaat. This project was about making the operating of bridges more safe. So we're considering the scenario where an operator is remotely controlling a bridge, in which case he first has to be sure that there's no other pedestrians or other road users still on the bridge. This is something that's being done remote at the moment, but still very manual. So there's a lot of cameras, a lot of screens for the operator to look at, and that's how he has to determine whether a bridge is safe for operation. And we are looking to partially automate that, but also add a new layer to this using computer vision. So what we are doing is detecting people, cars, buses, all kinds of vehicles on the bridge, and converting this camera view to a two-dimensional overview, schematic overview of the bridge. And we can also use multiple cameras for this. So in this case, we were using 4 cameras that were all calibrated in the same coordinate system. So with all these cameras together, we created one overview of the entire bridge. So naturally, when an operator wants to operate a bridge and there's still somebody on that bridge, we're saying, okay, it's not safe, don't operate it at this moment. But next to that, we can do something with the data that we're gathering also over time. One thing is that we're detecting whether people are exiting the bridge at a location that makes sense. So if somebody is exiting the bridge on the side, maybe jumping off, then that's something that we can determine from this data. But also, since we're tracking people from start to finish on this bridge, whenever there's somebody that disappears from our tracking, for example, he is blocked by the camera view, he's behind a pillar or something, an operator would regularly, in the current situation, not be able to see where this person is. He might open the bridge while he's still on there. Our software, however, would then notice that our track of this person went missing, and it will allow the operator to review the camera footage and determine at what point this person was lost and take the necessary actions that would be needed to save the operator bridge after that. For example, he could see that the person did actually exit the bridge safely, or he could call some emergency services. And we think that this is a technology that could be applied to various other use cases as well, in infrastructure, but also in a more broader context, for example, for football. So what we are going to do with PSV is detecting football players on the field. We're considering mostly training sessions at that point in time. We will detect and track football players throughout the entire football field. And we will know who is who using face recognition. We will track the players over time, which will create a schematic overview for the trainers, but also be able to get some nice data over time, similar to what we did with the bridge. For example, training a specific scenario and afterwards reviewing where everybody was at what point in time, and maybe improving your strategies for different scenarios that can occur in football matches. And you might imagine that there's a lot of data coming in here. We're analyzing multiple camera feeds at some point in time. And we need a powerful computer for that. So for the bridge project, which was still a demo at that time, we had a powerful computer on site, where we analyzed all the different camera footage and outputted the result. But having a computer on site is not always a very practical scenario. So that also counts for the PSV case. We don't want a computer always to be at the training field. So we will use, as many solutions do these days, an edge server. But similar to the video that has to be live broadcasted to the people at home, we will also have a data problem when there's no proper wire connection available for this. So this is where 5G comes in for us. We can use a 5G network to get multiple camera streams fast, with low latency, and reliably to our edge computing server, where we will do the analysis on the footage and then send the results back to the trainers and the scientists on the field. So this project is still in an early phase, but we are looking forward to continuing our work on it, sharing results and progress as it comes in. But for now, thanks for your attention, and please ask any questions that you may have in the chat.
And now it's time for us to invite our speakers to answer some of the questions sent by our subscribers. So the first question is for our 5G Hub ambassador, Senna Klosterman. Senna, what are the main advantages of 5G over Wi-Fi?
Well, 5G is a lot more reliable, as I mentioned. For example, when you have Wi-Fi and everybody's going to the office on Monday, checking their email, then automatically you will have, internet will really slow down. And with 5G, this is not the case. And we can also, as I mentioned, we can tailor the network to the needs of the people or the machines that are using it. So imagine all the people going to the office, and then also you lose your connection on the shop floor. So for example, your machines are also not able to connect anymore. Well, that would result in a lot of problems, which we won't have when we use 5G.
Okay, fantastic, thank you. And we have one more question for you, and also for our other guests. How can 5G help the IoT world?
Well, In the IoT world, we are looking at more machine-to-machine communication. So we had all these vertical silos with one machine connected to something, and now we can have everything interconnected. So when we refer back to the automated production chain, this means that you're able to really adapt to what's happening on the factory floor. And that is something that will really be important in the future, especially when we look at this automation, to name one of the things.
And we now have a question that I would like all our speakers to address. What advice would you give to a company that's interested in 5G? What's the first step? Who would like to start?
What's the first step? Well, the first step for me would be to maybe get to the 5G hub and get connected. I mean, for me it was at the FNR. Of course, I'm not a tech guy, but it's trying to get a grip on what it is and what it could do for you. And the only way to do that is to get into contact and to really try to experiment, because it's in an early stage. So it's nothing that's really, okay, I buy that and I'm done. No, you really have to, I think, get involved and invest in it and try to find, and I think that's why the 5G hub is really perfect, find people around you who can help you with solving the problem that you're facing or that you're trying to get some more grip on.
Yeah, it's a little bit the same for us, because we, in the first stage of the 5G pilot and hub, we were really looking to 5G, what I mentioned in my presentation, and to find use cases, especially on the 5G technique. But then we had a lot of cases that 5G wasn't working for us. So what we did, we were looking, okay, what kind of problems do we have right now in our business, and what kind of technique can help us with that? And then we came automatically at 5G as a technique that could help us with that. So you have to see it in our side from the opposite. Just not looking at 5G as something, hey, there is 5G, how can it help us? But I have a problem, and what kind of technique can help us with the problem? And then I know for sure 5G comes around and fix most of your problems.
And I really think that touches upon it really very well, because 5G is just the mobile connectivity that we are providing. And we need, together with these other companies, we need them to go to us and say, okay, this is our problem, or maybe this is what we want. And then together we can find a solution for that, of which 5G is one of the parts of the solution, let's say. It will never be the final solution, but it's part of the solution.
I think also a lot of things that you can do with 5G, like you said, you can also already do with 4G. Although, but you can improve them and you can make them better. So there could also be solutions you already have that you're using 4G, but you're facing some struggling with that, and maybe you can really improve it or make a next step at it in taking it to 5G level.
I would like to add maybe, don't wait until you need it. Be aware of all the technology that's available, and start doing your research now, because it will be important very soon.
Yeah, actually, that was going to be my next question. How could a company start preparing for 5G in the coming years?
For us, this is our first preparation. So again, getting in touch with people that know something about technology and can help you develop your solutions using that technology.
But maybe it starts with looking into the future, where you want to go as a company. Because if I, from the FNR, look into what's going on in the music business, I know there's something, I want to go there, I want to go in these other areas. And I try to discover how to get there. And that's where you come to, okay, but if I want to go there, I need some solutions. What kind of solution do I need? And that's where 5G comes around. So like you said, it's not like, okay, there's 5G. What can I do with 5G? I mean, that's not going to work, I guess. It really has to, and like also you said, it's driven from applications that we have to build together. So it's not driven by, there's a technology, what can I do with it? No, there's somewhere I want to go. What kind of technology do I need? So it's the other way around, perhaps.
Well, so I would like to give a big thanks to our speakers for their amazing contributions. And I would like to thank everybody for joining us today. This is the end of our program, but it's not the end of this conversation. The 5G Hub is ready to receive your emails if you still have any questions. So please write to info@5ghub.nl, and we will be happy to continue this discussion.
Thank you everybody for joining, and until next time.